ninth position. And then Madrid Emotion, Valkenswaard and the rest of the teams. But leading position for Stockholm, 4th for Riesenbeck and 6th for Paris. And virtually Riesenbeck International, powered by Kingsland Equestrian, are GCL champions of 2023, and virtually Stockholm Hearts have fought themselves into the top 4 of the championship standings, and in Prague will go straight into the semi-finals, but that is only on a virtual standing. The official and effective standing will only be announced after round 1, which is to be jumped in about an hour's time. But it's looking very, very positive for Stockholm Hearts, powered by H&M. We love horses. After the first round, the first 16 teams have jumped. Now managers can make horse and rider changes, can adapt towards what they think will be needed for the second round of Global Champions League here in the capital of Saudi Arabia, in Riyadh, with the full advantage to Stockholm Hearts. And don't forget that Stockholm have won 2 stages in Stockholm and in London, but had those double eliminations in Monaco and A Coruña, and those 2 eliminations hindered them massively to take points out, or take enough points to get into the top 4. For the rest, they've had quite the consistent season. Not as good as last year. Last year they had a 52% clear round rate. This year it is a 44% clear round rate without the double clear of the day counted. So it does show that they haven't been as strong as last year. Also their average penalty per round is just a little bit up. Last year 3.0, this year it is 3.3. Stockholm Hearts, powered by H&M. We love horses, are leading Global Champions League round 1 ahead of Rome Gladiators and Prague Lions. Well, what a turn of events, or what a change for once for Prague Lions. A double clear in round 1. They can build on that in round 2 and maybe hook their first win of the season. If you look at the standings and the statistics, they are the only team inside the top 7 that have only one podium. The only team in the top 6 that haven't won a stage. Prague Lions, powered by the Czech equestrian team. Stockholm Hearts will be last to go in Global Champions League round 2, as they have secured the lead in round 1, and that gives them the advantage. We are going to go have a chat with our leaders. That will be Olivier Philippans for Stockholm Hearts, powered by H&M. They lead. Let's listen to what he has to say.
Olivier, what a fantastic start for you. It is the dream team, you and Petter back together again. How are you feeling after round 1?
Very happy with it. I mean, the horses jumped well. It really went like we planned it to do it. So we're on the lead after the first round. So now we're in pole position.
Sancho Bay Pirates also had one down. They've got full faults, but it is only one fence between you. How do you cope going into round 2? What's the tactics?
I mean, there's only a couple points difference between the 4th and 5th spot. So I think we have to aim to win, and that will be fine. So we'll see how the other goes, and then from that we'll make our own tactics to go last.
What's the plan for round 2? Who rides?
The plan for round 2 is Malin and Petter. I mean, Indiana is one of the best horses in the circuit. Petter is good. He's been great the last couple of shows he rode, so I'll leave it to them.
You've handed over the baton, but you did a brilliant job round 1. Well done.
Thank you. All right. Thank you.
set course to take 4th place on the final standings here at the final in Riyadh for the Global Champions League. Riesenbeck International are in 4th with Paris Panthers behind them in 6th, and that virtually means that they hold the championship. Riesenbeck would lift the crown if nothing would change. But to see whether or not things change, you do have to join us for round 2. We close here after round 1 in Riyadh and be back for the final round of the season live from Saudi Arabia.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Riyadh, welcome back to Saudi Arabia, and welcome back to the halfway point of Global Champions League Round 1 as we get ready and get closer and closer to deliver the final chapter in this championship race. And ironically, we take a look at how things sit at the moment. If you were to look at the virtual standings, as Frederick de Backer brought up in the commentary, as it stands now with the Stockholm Hearts in first place, and we'll show you the standings in a minute, they would move into top 4. As it stands, Riesenbeck International would win the title. Paris Panthers would finish in second, and Saint-Tropez would miss out on a GCL Super Cup semi-final page. So let's show you what it looks like now at the halfway point of Global Champions League Round 1. Stockholm Hearts powered by H&M, Olivia Philippas, Peter Fredriksson doing the job, the best of the pairings throughout the opening half of the competition. Rome Gladiators absolutely outstanding, as were the Prague Lions. But Riesenbeck International responded beautifully to the opening double clear of the Paris Panthers. Ben Mayer, Harry Smolders were the first to go of those championship contenders, delivered a double clear, and Riesenbeck International with Owen McMahon and Philip Weishout responded beautifully. The second half at Saint-Tropez Pirates on that fall, and a slow fall, means that the Saint-Tropez Pirates, as it stands now, will be outside of the championship top 4. It means that they will not get in to the GCL Super Cup semi-finals as it stands. Of course, it's still a very, very early part of the night. We have a whole second round of Global Champions League to come. But some interesting storylines already developing at the halfway point. Speaking of the current leaders, the virtual leaders, the Stockholm Hearts, powered by H&M, let's show you that round of Peter Fredriksson, the round that delivered them the double clear and the best double clear of the opening round. Because after that original clear, shall I say, from Olivia Philippas, it was up to the senior, up to the veteran, Peter Fredriksson and Catch Me Not, responding beautifully, jumping a clear, and doing so in a fantastic time along with his teammates to put the Stockholm Hearts right at the top, and with this give themselves the best possible advantage to get into the GCL Super Cup semi-finals. Saint-Tropez Pirates did not respond well, and we'll show you the round of Mikey Tender a little bit later on. because for now it is advantage to the riders in red. What then is the conversation during the halfway point now? What then changes get made during the break ahead of Global Champions League Round 2? Well, we caught up with Olivier Philipparts after his round as well to find out what the Belgian had to say, how he was feeling at the end of Global Champions League Round 1. Let's hear from Philipparts.
Well, Olivier, we spoke yesterday about you two being the dream team, you and Peder, and it's been a great start for you.
Yeah, very good start. I mean, horses went well. I mean, we've got two very experienced horses. It's a matter of getting them fit and in good shape, and looks like they're both really in good form.
Nothing can go wrong for you today, and you know that. Do you feel confidence in each other as a pair?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're very confident into each other, and I think we spoke about second round. I think it's the best we have to use Indiana, which is one of the best horses in the circuit, and then also, I mean, I think Peder Ketchenot is so consistent. You know, it's a shame I don't ride myself, but I mean, discussed about it, and I put my confidence in those two, and I'm hopefully and I'm certain they'll pull it off.
Yeah, handing over the baton to them. Will you be watching out the front? How will you watch? Behind closed doors, or will you be able to watch?
I'll watch him, and I'll try to see the ones before. I'll see how they go, and really try to get enough points ahead that we can make sure we get to this fourth plot space. Sorry.
A great start for the team. Well done.
Thank you.
Olivier Philipparts will be keeping an eye on the Saint-Tropez Pirates and seeing how they do throughout the rest of the night. Speaking of which, the Stockholm Hearts were the first to go of those two teams competing for a top 4 space in the GCL Super Cup semi-final ticket. What then was the response of the Saint-Tropez Pirates? Well, Mikey Pender came out on HHS Calais with a beautiful clear, but unfortunately for Simon de Lestre, a single fence down can prove so costly. All of a sudden, Saint-Tropez Pirates finish on a combined score of 4, and that sees them drop down to 9th. We caught up with Mikey Pender after their round.
Mikey, a slight disappointment there, obviously, with the full thoughts from Simon, but from yourself, a fantastic clear. Just tell us what you're feeling.
Yeah, my horse jumped brilliant. I'm absolutely delighted with him. Simon's horse jumped fantastic. It was a very light touch. That's the sport. His horse jumped brilliant, and hopefully we can do the same in the next round and with a bit more luck.
Well, there's only one fence separating you from the Stockholm Hearts there. There is that battle for the 4th position. Is that in your head at the moment?
Well, we have to jump our own rounds, and our horse is jumping good, so hopefully we can be clear the next round, and then you never know what happens.
What is the plan for the next round?
I'm not sure. We haven't fully spoke about it yet, but I think my horse jumped brilliant. I'm happy enough to jump him again, so we'll see what happens.
Good luck.
Thank you.
It talks about just how little margin for error there is in the Global Champions League. A single fence going down for Simon de Lestre, and all of a sudden a hopeful double clear for the Saint-Tropez Pirates to keep the pressure on the Stockholm Hearts, sees them drop down to 9th. The double clear for Hearts puts them in 1st place, and all of a sudden it is a massive 9-position switch for the two teams competing for that GCL Super Cup semi-final spot. Of course, there is still an entire second round to come, as we said. That is the top 4 battle. The championship battle. Paris Panthers up against Razorback International. As far as the draw is concerned, Paris Panthers were drawn 3rd. They had to go very early. Rob Hoekstra told us the draw in round 1 does not matter. How did they start? Well, let's show you. Harry Smolders and Ben Mayer coming out for the Paris Panthers and delivering a very, very strong statement, because they know that if single fences were to fall here, immediately they would put themselves on the back foot. A reminder that whichever of the two teams, Paris Panthers or Razorback International, if one of them go on to win here tonight, it is over. The championship is done. As far as Razorback International is concerned, all they have to do is finish above the Paris Panthers. So the Panthers need to keep the pressure up, and they need to make Razorback International chase them. And that's exactly what they did here. Harry Smolders and Nurikas, the very same horse that he'll be jumping in the LGCT Grand Prix tomorrow, as Harry Smolders goes in search of individual victory. Well, because of the absence of Long John Silver this weekend, that now means that Nurikas will have a very busy weekend. Overlooked there by Monet Mdani, by Rob Hoekstra, and by Jur Freeling, who is in Riyadh but will not be jumping in Global Champions League. Well, the first round goes according to plan for Harry Smolders, and Ben Mayer and the ever so cool Celtic HB, the 13-year-old stallion, does exactly what he needs to do. He, much like his teammate, keeps it clear, keeps the pressure on Razorback International, and puts forward the challenge. at this point, still very early on in Global Champions League Round 1, a lot of time to sit and wait for Riyadh International, trying to see if Paris Panthers can make them sweat under some of that scoreboard pressure. Well, Ben Mayer, completely cool as a cucumber as always, does what Harry Smolders did, delivers a clear, keeps Paris Panthers on a score of 0, and then passes the ball on to Riyadh International. High fives all round. They know that they've done their job, and that is all that they can do. Jump double clear and leave it in the hands of Riyadh International. The big question then is, what do the 2022 champions, how did they respond? Again, some interesting conversations around the starting lineups that were suggested today. Owen McMahon and Mila comes in. Zinedine and Philip Weishout selected for Global Champions League Round 1 as well. Christian Kukuk is here with Checker. Is there going to be a change for Round 2? Riyadh International have not done that very often this season, so it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Well, there were 15s to go, overlooked there by Christian Kukuk in the kiss and cry. Owen McMahon and Mila, this pairing that is growing from strength to strength with each and every event. Boy, Mila, an absolute superstar. Big pressure on the shoulders of McMahon to respond to the double clear of the Paris Panthers, and he does so superbly. He goes on to jump a clear and set the tone for Philip Weishout to come. A few final jumps here for McMahon. He comes into the final line, and on fence 12 does half the job, keeps his team clear. And Christian Kukuk, overlooking, knows Philip Weishout then followed on Zinedine, jumps a clear as well. And because of that, Riyadh International, because of a far better time as well, move above the Paris Panthers. Let's show you the standings, because virtually as it stands now, the Stockholm Hearts, powered by H&M, will go in to the GCL Super Cup semi-finals, and Riyadh would be crowned champions. That is how it stands now overall. 3 points that separate just the two of them, and a handful of points between Stockholm and Saint-Tropez Pirates. This is where the current championship standings lie. And based on the virtual standings of Riyadh Round 1, Stockholm Hearts go into the top 4, and Riyadh International are crowned your 2023 champions. A lot of jumping still to come in Global Champions League Round 2. Stay with us here on GCTV as we bring you the conclusion to GCL for the 2023 season next.